this. So let's see, we got a lot of people coming on here today. Hi, guys. Is everybody, can you start to see people?
Yeah, there's Tucker again. My gosh, there's Sarah again. I feel like I'm just old home week.
Oh
Hey,
my God,
Stacy.
Eugene. Eugene, you're here. How are you? Missed you. I know you're here because your namesake is here. That's it, huh?
Definitely. I'm doing great. I was out of pocket for a little bit, putting my head down, and then I got sick, but I'm back.
Wow, fantastic. I am so glad that you're here. Look at everybody jumping on. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Mickey, can I ask you a favor?
Yes, absolutely.
Can I make you co-host? Ashley is under the weather this morning.
I'd
Would
be
you?
honored.
Oh, thank you. Let me just get you here. And that way I will not miss everybody coming in on this. Tracy, hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Wow. We got such a great group here. I know you're all here because of me. I mean, this is
Of course.
of course.
We've got even Sammy in the house, man. We have got
Yeah, what's the point?
yeah.
Because it's 6 a.m.
Yes,
I can't believe it. Yeah, she's a West Coast girl.
you
Yeah.
know.
I like
Jean,
your hair, Peggy.
oh, I cut it.
Yeah, looks
Thank
great.
you.
Mine
Thank
is
you.
too short.
Thank you. I'm happy with it. We got everybody. Jean, I want to just make sure you know Evelyn McDonald. She is our mortgage person here in California. She
Yep.
shows up every single Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. with me. So
Wow.
gotta love the support from Evelyn. I appreciate her. I appreciate everybody here.
There's a little difference between guys and girls, but since Sammy made that comment, Tucker, your hair looks great.
What I have left, Gino.
Oh my God.
You know,
Where are you, Gino?
I'm in PR.
Good.
I'm actually near my grill. This is my grill area of my backyard. The other way, it's too windy. The wind just hits me, and so now it's just the breeze is perfect, 82 degrees. It's a good day.
Don't rub it in.
I used to like you.
Sorry, the rest of the world. I'm across the USA. Oh, I told my son Tucker. I told my son Kyle and Nicole last time I was there. My daughter and my son. If I knew about the Caribbean when I was 25 years old, you'd all be speaking Spanish. Just so you know.
Funny.
Because I got news for you. This is heaven.
It is. And I hate to leave when I have to leave, but Gene makes sure when I go there, he makes sure that I have a round trip ticket. I cannot enter the property without showing a return ticket.
That's funny.
That's a must. That's a must. Oh gosh, we got a whole crowd here today. This is good.
This is good. I'm just gonna brag for a minute. Our Wake Up Wednesday group rocks. We've got over 200 members. We have so many people every single week. We get people from Canada. One week we have people from the south of France. But we've got a great following here. We mastermind, we share ideas, and it's all because of you, Gene. You put this together. You gave me the opportunity to create an unbelievable mastermind group every Wednesday to support people in your group, in your organization. We're going on a year and a half now of doing this. And I've got people that show up every single week. So we're going to kind of do an open forum, and we want to just get a quick market update from Gene. So Gene, what do you want to tell everybody? You did yeah, I was going to say you did some really good statistics. So I told everybody get out a pen and paper, and then they're going to be Gene, Frederick, and I unplugged. scary.
Well, and I think also I want to make sure everybody, oh my gosh, a cat's walking by right now that's very pregnant.
Oh, that
I'm
one
gonna
I
have
saw.
kittens really close. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's about ready to have babies. Okay, 2023 recap. The worst unit sales since 1990 in the USA. We went from 6.1 million in 2021. As we all know, 2021 was a freak year because all of a sudden we're coming out of COVID, rates are low, and we sold 6.1 million units in 2021. 2 years later, it's 3.8 million. That is not real hard. You guys don't even have to do math. That's 2.3 million homes that we didn't get to sell. Now, prices have stayed pretty much the same. As you guys know, probably in your areas, prices have not dropped that much now. They're starting to drop in certain areas. But my gut feel is in 2024, we'll go back up into the low fours. That's okay. We've been there before. Sell about 4.2, 4.3 million homes. That's just my guesstimate. I'm much better than the NAR economist who predicted that we would sell 4.8 million homes this year, and we did 3.8. So, you know, don't read all the stuff you see at the coming out of NAR. What's that mean to you guys? It is an awesome opportunity for professionals in the business to gain market share. Because what's going to happen now? Here's another stat. Okay, so we've sold 38% less units in 2 years. What do you think happened to the agent count at NAR? You would think it went down, right? It stayed the same. It stayed the same. So what's really weird, and I looked up history through 06, 07, 08, 09, realtors don't get the memo really quick. We're not we're not brain surgeons, you know. So units go down that much. This is the year we'll lose the agents. I checked it out. Same thing happened in 06, 07, 08. When the units were going down, we stayed the same at NAR. In fact, NAR actually even went up during the last downturn, and then it took a dip. So we'll lose 100,000 agents. We're at about 1.55 realtors at the end of the year, 1.5 million, 5. So I think it will go down to about 1.4 something. And then the next year we'll drop another 100. That's how it happens. It happens slow, right? But realtors gradually get out of the market. It's not a dump. It just doesn't happen like that. What does happen is there's not as many realtors getting in the business when the market's like this. So that's why there'll be a negative. There won't be as many people getting in because they'll go, there's only 3.8 million units compared to that. So it won't be, they don't see it going as well. So that's just my guesstimate. As you guys know, I'm a big time bean counter. I'm the only one that looks at this stuff that actually wants to analyze it because it's my 4th downturn. We don't recover quick. There's never been a V recovery other than COVID. That was the only one I ever saw. But it's not going to happen this time. I'm really excited. I want to ask you guys, you know, because this is, as you guys know, you've heard me speak before. How many people have their goals already written down for this year? How many people got them? Everybody. Everybody's got their goals. How many people have their strategies? How they're going to accomplish this? Got it? Perfect. How many people are carrying it around with them every single day and looking at it first thing in the morning? That's the key to success.
Yeah.
You know, it's really funny. It's very simple. I had a guy interview me the other day, just a couple of days ago for an article. He was interviewing me. He says, how did you become, tell me your history in real estate. So guys, I sold for a long time. I said, well, it was the first time in my life after my first year in real estate, I wrote my goals down. I did my strategies and I kept them with me for a whole year. And it worked. And I've done that probably 5 or 6 times in my career. So if you really want to nail it, kill it, just don't write the goals down. Just don't do the strategies, but literally focus on them every single day. It just takes 5 minutes. I pull
Mhm.
them out first. Okay. How many listings have I gotten this week? Oh, I said I was going to get 2 listings this week. I haven't even had a listing appointment. Oops, better go. Better start calling people. And people go, you actually did that? I said, I did it with buyers. I did it with sellers. And I could predict how much business I was going to get after a while, Peggy, because I would just stack up my buyers and stack up my sellers. And I'd look at them literally almost every single day.
Mhm.
So that's really the key to success. He said, what's your key to success? I said, I don't know. It's just kind of like consistency. Right?
You know, they think when I come visit you, it's all fun and games. My last Sunday that I was there, guys, and I'm happy to share this with you. Jackie Bowman, a lot of you know her. She's coach, speaker, good friend, amazing woman. She came over and we spent 4 hours literally writing our goals, doing our strategy, because I have to be accountable to someone. I have to be accountable to him. And it was such a great experience because at first, like everybody else, I'm nervous. You know, I don't want to be held accountable. I don't want to have to do things. I just want to, roll. No, I've gotten more accomplished since Jean asked me, told me, required me to do this. And it was fun because it just was back to basics on a lot of it. And I would love to hear, this is a great sharing. This is an opportunity to share with people all over the country. What are your goals? Who wants to step up and tell us what's going on? Because if you don't declare it, it's not happening. And are you sharing your goals with your friends and family? So my accountability partners are Jackie Bowman and Nolly Williams. And if you guys don't know Nolly, I'm like, oh my God, how did I get myself into this? But it's going to work. And I'm here in Temecula now, visiting a large group with EXP. And I shared my goals with them last night. And that's a scary thing when you speak them out loud. But Jean, you're absolutely right. I'm so glad you said you got to do it. So who wants to share? Who wants to tell Jean and I what's going on so you can declare your goals? Oh,
He's brave enough, right?
Who's brave enough? I love it.
Kevin,
Who just went?
I raised my hand. Somebody called my name.
Oh, Kevin.
So my goals for 2024 are to have 120 first-tier rev share organization members.
That's great.
We have a software program and a coaching program. The coaching program is called 6 Figure Months, and our goal is to have 150 members in our 6 Figure Months coaching program. And that program is to help real estate agents generate 6 figures every month. And then I have a software program called Realty Funnels, and our goal is to have 3,000 members in Realty Funnels by the end of this year.
Pretty good. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So do you want to share a strategy? How are you going to do some of this?
Yeah, so one of my key strategies is just, networking with the right people who can get me those people.
Mhm.
We have inside of EXP Workplace, there's a group called Icon Agents. I created that group. I sourced the names of all the Icon members in EXP, and then I invited 2,400 people. They all accepted. They're all members of a group called Icon Agents that didn't exist before I created that group. And then I get to just foster culture and conversation, and people ask questions, and I'm very quick to answer any questions they have about what do I do now that I've capped? Where do I go to find out information about getting my stock? And so that's a great thing. And then, of course, just networking with other high-ranking people. We have so many Icon agents who are already in Realty Funnels. Many of them are in our various support programs. We have a program to help real estate agents with their back office technology. So lots of different strategies.
That's really cool. Kevin, for those who might be new on this call or just new to EXP, just quickly tell everybody what an icon agent is. We've got quite a few icons on this call.
Sure. So an icon agent is one of those amazing real estate agents who has not only capped, but has gone on to do another 20 transactions or has generated over $500,000 in GCI in their anniversary year and are eligible to then receive $16,000 of stock from the company in appreciation for capping, for contributing to the culture of the company, for attending our EXPCon and EXP shareholders meetings.
Thank you. And what I love is that that icon program has created so many millionaires, literally, within our company. Wouldn't you agree, Jean? It's changed people's lives. And
Well, here's what I'm gonna
gift.
tell you about the icon. I had a Zoom yesterday. I know you guys have probably had this, even with a buyer or seller. Of course, I'm talking recruiting because that's what I do all day long. The first 5 minutes were the worst 5 minutes I've had in a long time. I mean, I'm talking negative, Peggy. I'm talking boom shakalaka. I know your numbers. I've talked to EXP people. I've ran the numbers. No need for me to come. And also, everybody in my market, EXP sucks. I mean, it was like, holy moly. And I just sat there. I said, well, what do you mean by suck? I mean, I literally just, what do you mean by everybody's terrible? And I just let them go. Now, here's what I want to bring to the icon. Once I let it all out, I said, well, you know, can I share with you the stock stuff? And he says, yeah. And so I went over the 5 different ways you can get stock. And of course, when I got to the icon program, he went, excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
I could get my whole cap back in stock. And I said, yeah, he was definitely an icon. And he says, you've given me a lot to think about. Now, if I hadn't have gone over the icon program, right? Or if I would have just been, if I was in a bad mood, I'll be really honest with you, Peggy. If I was in a bad mood, I would have said, this guy's just a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really would have just went, you know, I don't want to ruin my day with this call. But
Right.
I let it go, and eventually all came back, and the call lasted for an hour and 15 minutes. So
Thank God we're not in a bad mood, because I've seen you
yeah.
calls.
Yeah, because you know, we're all human. We all could be, okay, I'm not going to do this. So what I want you guys to think of when you are recruiting people, don't rush to get to the icon program. Don't rush to, you know, whatever. But when you're talking to an icon agent, and then here's one of my scripts I've used, Peggy, all year. I've been doing it for a couple of years, actually. You'll be the only icon. Hey, once I show you this icon program, and if I'm in person, you know, I'm doing it, you know, my napkin presentation. I said, once I show you this, you'll be the only icon not to join.
Mm-hmm.
They go, what do you mean? I said, I'm serious. The last couple of years, every time I show you what I'm about to show you, it's almost 100% you're going to join. And then I show them the icon program.
Cool.
It's kind of a good close.
It's a great close. Who else? Tracy, did you want to share your goals? Hi,
Yeah.
Tracy.
Hello. Are you another Tracy or me? I know
You.
all right. Okay, I'd love to go. You know, and speaking of the Icon Award, I would say it's the first award in our industry that is positive on our health throughout the year. You know, there was all these awards at my other older brokerages that it was, you got to be number one. You're ranking for that. You're trying to compete against everybody. And it was just, it just drained my mental state of mind. And then if you get number 2, you know, you're second runner up and you're so-called loser in your mind. So, man, on the health, to know that we're all just being able to have, you know, a fair shot at getting an award, it has changed just my mindset every day throughout the entire year. And this year I'm going for my sixth icon. So to get my 6, I got to just sell 36 homes. And price points every year, I just continue to go up. So even shooting for 36, typically I don't even have to get there now anymore. And so it just keeps getting easier. And then with our organization, I want 50 more in 2024. And that was the first time I've ever said it out loud to somebody outside of my household. Right now, we already got 5, so I'm already to 45 more in 2024.
I
And then
love that.
it's just you got to say it out loud, like you guys said. And when I finally started making goals in my life, it changed. And I was a D1 athlete, and for 12 years, you guys, I
Wow.
did not set goals. I went through the motions in real estate, and it just naturally, like, I would just get to a plateau, but I just never competed with other people in a healthy way. So set those goals. And what I'm not doing is I'm not carrying it outside of my door right now. So starting today, these goals are going outside the door with me finally. And
Yeah.
and events, you guys have been the ones to inspire me on events. So kind of my third funnel is one mastermind a week, prepare in advance, make it powerful, make it where they're taking away value, they're inspired walking out that door. And then we're going to monthly events and bringing in bigger speakers and really building the momentum for everybody in our community.
I love
Oh,
that.
Tracy. Let's give
That
Tracy
is-
a round of applause. I mean, she
She's
was
on
like,
fire. She is
wow.
so fire
Mm.
because this is a company where we don't compete with each other. We're all there to lift everybody up. Nobody else is doing this. You guys are all over the country. This is not where you just walk into an office and have the same people doing the same thing all the time. You inspire each other, you share with each other, you set goals, and you help each other. There's not one person on this call that wouldn't share a listing presentation, a buyer presentation, scripts, anything that you need is available because we're not in competition with each other. Like you said, we are not going for that one plaque, that one award. We are going to do our goals. We're a production-based company, guys. Let's not forget about that. We're all here to sell real estate, right? And to do it at the highest level. And when you get the support that you get here, I mean, anybody will help you. It doesn't matter. I'm in Temecula visiting a group. Andrew, he was in Time Magazine, guys. He's an EXP agent. I think, Jean, am I wrong? He was the number 2 agent or number 17. Let's say he was in the top 20 of REMAX in the world. And he has his organization with us. And he's just today doing a Zoom training. And he's like, Peggy, I will share anything you want for success. And he's one of many. So don't lose sight on what you're really here to do. He's here to help agents change their lives with production. The attraction is a byproduct of all of this. That's just a bonus. So Mickey, I'm gonna go right to my girls. By the way, girls and guys, Jean already knows this. We're doing another retreat at the lake. If he doesn't know, just
okay. Does Jean know?
I had no idea, like usual. How's
So
that surprise you, Sarah? That doesn't surprise you, does it?
Just make sure that we've got plenty of ice cream sandwiches.
Oh my
We'll have
God,
that.
Sarah just raided your freezer for 5 days.
Now
Anyway,
listen, that makes me sound terrible, Peggy. I have one little bitty wannabe ice cream sandwich. It wasn't even the full size. I mean, come on, Jean Frederick, you can buy the big ones. What up? And I like the Nutty Buddies too. Come on now.
Okay, we'll get them for you. We'll get them for you.
Hi, Peggy.
Mickey. Hi. What's going on, Mickey?
Lots of great things around here. I'm in West Texas. My goals are a little bit different this year than they have been in the last 23 years. I'm a 4-time icon, actually about to hit my 5th icon on accident. But what I'm working towards is my referral program. So utilizing the tools that EXP offers us, you've got to do it, especially in 2024. We are a production company, and with production comes attraction and recruiting. So my goal is to utilize the My Link, My Leads that EXP is offering, as well as the express offers. You do have to be certified, which is free. Check it out. It's all over Workplace. And my intention is I'm going to refer $16 million worth of volume across the country. So if you're interested, reach out to me. I'm gonna refer out $16 million.
That's
That's
fantastic.
awesome.
That is, you know, I don't know if you guys remember, we go back in the back in the history of the Zoom. I can't talk this morning, but maybe we should get her back on again. Monica Weekly taught one of the best referral Zoom masterminds that we had here. And it was amazing on when you set up your referral business, how much income you can get from referrals. And agents forget about that. You know, make that part of your strategy for your goals. How, Mickey, 16 million, how did you come up with that?
Once all I'm asking for is a 25% referral fee and a few standards and expectations as far as communication. But with $16 million of closed volume and 25% referral fees, I'll icon without ever closing a deal.
Talk about leverage. Wow.
Wow.
Wow,
About-
that's what I need to do.
Who just said that?
Anthony.
Anthony,
Come on,
morning,
Anthony, let's
everyone.
go.
Let's do it. How can you, I love it. And everybody here is going to help you. So let's see, Gary, you're in my former hometown of Cape Coral.
We are.
So talk to us about goals, because you're a huge goal setter. And, you know, Gary has an amazing business plan. He did our business planning clinic. If you did not get his spreadsheet, direct message me, put it in the text, whatever. It was awesome. And everyone contributes here, Jean. We have such a powerful group that it's like every week I can't even keep up with the people who want to give back to this community. So Gary, talk about goals, because I know you and I talk all the time about goals.
Right. You know, and thank you to Jean and yourself and everybody, frankly, here. You know, as we know, that elevator ride sort of changed our trajectory when we met you down in Dallas a couple of years ago. You know, I think for us, well, and I just want to touch on the business plans. I'm actually going to simplify it for everybody. We're going to do a one-pager, a two-pager instead of that whole business plan. So you'll have both.
Okay.
So it'll make it easier for people that maybe don't want to be bean counters like Jean or myself, that, you know, the numbers matter. It'll at least allow you to statically know what you have to do to make, you know, like what Nikki just talked about. I'm going to do 20, whatever she said, I'm sorry, but however many deals without doing anything, that's because she planned it, right? So she knows her numbers, and that's what we're going to do for that. So moving into the goal side of things, I mean, for us, we do this every year, vision boards, plans, action plans. And, you know, the one thing I will hold my hand up to saying we don't do every day is looking at that. And Jean, you've motivated us to make sure that's a priority. We do have a vision board on our wall at home, but, you know, we don't look at it every day. So chances are you're 50-50 likely to get there. For us, I think motivation is probably the single biggest thing, and moving into action. You know, last year we had a big year. Our production numbers were down. However, our personal lives were expedited by flipping properties and different things, and timing in a down market, as Jean pointed out. It's substantially down in Ontario, Canada, where we're from. We've had about a 35% correction, but we timed it. And really, you know, we're able to capitalize on that. So goals for us, really simple. We set really big goals. That's why we're in Cape Coral. Part of that is to look at getting our E2 visas. We just came down here. You know, we already know we've got cross-border corporations set up to do what we want to do to get our E2 visas. We dealt with banking this past week. So we're now set up with actual US banks, not cross-border banks, and working on credit facility. And, you know, all you guys are saying, well, that's all really easy. Well, that's because you're already American or living in America. When you're a foreigner, it's not quite as easy when you want to be a part of the American economy and cycle and, you know, dynamics. We love it here. And, you know, with that, it takes action and it takes motivation. You know, we, even when we went to the bank, ran into roadblocks, and we could have just said, oh, well, we're done, threw in the towel and walked away, and maybe we'll figure it out and come back. And we just got creative on the fly with the banker and figured it out and called a friend, because what we learned, you know, and this is part of why you can't just hope that the road is going to be straight to where you're going, is we have cross-border corporations set up at a commercial address in Michigan, and the bank won't allow you to use commercial addresses. So pretty quickly, we had to get on the horn to people we know that have US addresses and say, hey, can we just use your address for a couple of weeks to get this set up? And, you know, people were gracious. So if you don't ask, you don't get, is the long story to your plans. And, you know, really, that's sort of the long answer to the question. But guys, shit's going to happen no matter what we do. It's never going to be a straight path. You can't even fly anywhere without running into turbulence. So count on it and just keep moving.
Boy, do I know that.
Right. Yeah. That's why I said it, Peggy, because every time I see you posting, you're sitting in an airport somewhere on hiatus.
For those of you that don't know, I was in Puerto Rico for 10 days with Jean and Susan, and I had an event. I coached quite a few of you here, but Sarah Gibson's group, and they asked me to come and do a dream board and a vision board. I want Sarah to talk about that in a minute. But, you know, you have to pivot and you can't give up. So I left Puerto Rico, which was over a 4-hour flight to Houston. I'm supposed to get to Nashville around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then we have a 2-hour drive to Kentucky. And this is the reason I'm telling you guys this is because it's your mindset. I coach on mindset. I'm always talking about mindset, right, guys? You know me. And I believe that you have to pivot. I get to Houston. Sarah decides to get to Nashville so she can pick me up early and do a few things. Well, long story short, 10 hours later, 2:30 in the morning, Sarah picked me up. So the reason I'm telling you this is because, one, I made a commitment to go. So do you really act on your commitments? If you put a goal down, if you put something in, when you have roadblocks, there was a flight at 9 o'clock at the next gate that could have taken me right back to Orange County. And I could have said, sorry, I'm out. But I made a commitment. Sarah made a commitment to pick me up. And I was so worried about what she was going to do. And she pivoted. Every time I called her with a delay, she added one more shopping store she could go to. She went to 2 movies. And finally, at 11 o'clock at night, she got a hotel room. Because I was committed to go to her, and she was committed to pick me up, because we had something planned that was really going to change people's lives. I literally was in and out of Kentucky, podunk, I joke with her, in 24 hours. So how easy is it when you make a commitment and you get a roadblock, and to throw your hands up in the air and say, I'm gonna go home. That isn't working out. I'm gonna be selfish. I'm gonna do this. No. When you set your goals, you make a commitment for you, yourself, your family, and so many other people that it's impacting. You gotta do it. No matter what. I don't care if you're tired. I don't care if you're hungry. I don't care if you're sitting in an airport or stuck in traffic for 3 hours. I made a commitment to Sarah and 20 other people. I make a commitment to you guys to show up every Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. and bring you value. And you know what the great thing is? You guys make a commitment to show up and bring us value. This isn't a one-way street here. So Sarah, do you want to just talk about the event, and we can leave this for other people too, because it was pretty powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very powerful. It was more than I imagined it to be. And in typical Peggy style, she manifested everything and it happened just like she wanted it to. So, having said that, we invited, I think we got about 50% attended of what we invited, but the weather was so terrible, just terrible, rainy night, cold, a lot of flu going. So there was a lot of people that couldn't make it, but the ones that did make it really dove in and took advantage of it. And like Peggy said, I really believe we did change some lives, not only through the vision board party, but also through some one-on-one sessions she had with our agents here. So as we kind of broke the program down, we decided to expand on that. We wanted that vision board to be an intimate setting, because we wanted people to really get what they needed out of it in a safe place. So what we decided as a small team was we're going to expand this and open it up and call it a Galentine's event. So we're going to do a Saturday morning, the Saturday after Valentine's, and we're going to open it up and it's going to be a client appreciation event. So those ladies can bring neighbors, daughters, sisters, uncle, whoever they want to bring. You know, it's not just closed to women, but this is more of a female attractive kind of thing in this setting. So we did invite a couple of agents to the smaller one, and we're probably going to invite more agents and just kind of give them a taste of our mindset and how we like to live our lives, very goal driven. And just in full transparency, Jean, I've got to get my goals down on paper, but more importantly, I've got to get those strategies lined out. So that's something I'm committed to getting done this week. And Peggy, you're going to hold me accountable for it.
Our coaching call next week on Tuesday. Thank you. Gary, do you have your hand up again? Or is it? So I want to
just wanted to make one quick comment. Backing on to the goals, just one quick thing. So two things that have been really critical for us, and we all hear this, never be the smartest person in the room. I really strive to not be the smartest person in the room these days and stay humble, right? And that's how we figured out how to do a lot of this stuff with people like one of our team members and partners, Brad and his wife. We've been able to figure out how to mow down the field of grass to get to a pathway, right, to what we want to do down here. And I think the other thing too, like we all talk about words in 2024, my 2023 was chaos because I said yes too much. This year it's all about no. And that doesn't mean no, we're not going to do it. It just means I'm going to look at it and there's going to be a definitive yes or no, not just, hey, I'm going to think about it, jump in and worry about my hair on fire later. And that's it.
I love it. I love it. Brad. So first of all, I coached Brad, and the other morning how cold was it? Minus 36 or something where you are?
No, it was closer to minus 40 and then probably minus 50 with the wind. That's Celsius though, so that it's not the same.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And he's telling me he's got to plug his car in. And I'm like, in my typical blonde self said, oh, you have an electric car? No, you plug in a heater to keep the engine block. But we don't have to get into deep details, but we've had some deep coaching sessions in the past 2 weeks. Have we set goals?
No, not really. I mean, I had
office goals. Is that a goal?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
And I'm sitting, like I've got Gary's spreadsheet right here because it's important, but I don't have it written in my pocket though.
Okay.
I've carried goal cards around with me in the past, and so that's something I gotta put on.
So the reason I'm saying this is because your goals can be different things. And, Brad is working from home. He's got young kids. He's got an environment. And we're like, okay, how can we get you into a situation where there are not distractions, right? And so one of our goals is to move his office to another family member's home that's got room. And he is changing the environment that he's in a positive way so he can be more focused and not distracted. Is that a good way to sum it up there?
Yep. Yep.
So I don't want you to just think about production goals. I want you to think about your environment goals, because your environment makes such a difference on your mindset. And as much as it's great to, have the cat or his daughter come in and say hi, maybe it's not the best environment. So look at your surroundings. What's your bunker look like? You have to have a bunker to show up and to work in. Who else wants to ask Jean anything? Thanks, Brad, for sharing. Thanks, everybody, for sharing. Come on, we're doing an open mic here. This is like... Dee Dee, you're quiet today. I told Jean how you got on our first New Year's call. Remember I told you how Dee Dee sang the, what was it? The
Christmas Carol in Spanish. Happy New Year, everybody. Hi, Jean.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. Good, thank you. I see that everything's well. I love the two flags behind you. Yeah, it was a Christmas Carol in Spanish. It's very popular, parrandas in Three Kings Day. But to share, I'm just being grateful and taking everything in from the icon agents and the most experienced people here in this group. I'm fairly new, Jean, and those who haven't seen me on calls. I'm less than a year old here. But I'm already finishing up my express offers, my kickstart. My goal is to become icon this year and to recruit. And Mickey, on the note you just said, I did my first referral last week. The property's going over asking, so we'll see about that. And that was really easy, very easy, guys. The agent sent me the link, filled it out. She agreed at 30% because her market is very dry right now. So she quickly agreed to the 30%. And I also am doing the same thing for the buyer agent. I have a buyer for a few of her properties, so we're doing that as well. And my goal is to make 300,000 this year. I know it's crazy big, but I want to do it. In our market, the average property goes about between $600,000 to $700,000 in our downtown district here. So I think it's doable. I believe it's doable. It's just strategizing. I take my strategy with me every day. I learned that here in this group with Peggy, Gary, who's shared his spreadsheet, and I have it. Tracy Franz, who has spoken in our group with Tanya's group. I have your presentation and all the good stuff you share. I have it all. I have binders and folders, guys. I know it's all digital, but I have to see it. I'm visual. I gotta see it. And I do have, I love this call, Jean, with Peggy and everybody. This Wake Up Wednesday has made a difference in my life. A huge difference. It's kept me motivated when everybody around me saying, you did what? You became a realtor? What? EXP, what? I don't listen to that. I listen to my group here, to these people here who amazingly share openly, vulnerable and all that good stuff. Training. I see Anthony's face here. KV course stuff. Boy, I didn't know anything about a CRM this past few months. My first time learning all that stuff, and I just kind of stepped into it all. I haven't stepped out of it for 1 second. Guys, I wake up like it's Christmas every morning, and I am so grateful to you all, to my coach Tanya, and everybody who's shared with me, and for this opportunity to speak here. Because I'm new, guys, and I'm so motivated and loving it. And Jean, one of my goals is to own my property in Puerto Rico. That's where I was born. And gosh darn it, I have to have a place there.
You'll
Come
do.
on, Boricua. Come on.
Yes, Boricua.
Come on, Boricua. Come on back.
I will. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for sharing. Don't you just love her energy, guys? Man, I get so energized when you're on these calls. You have no idea. No idea. So, okay, come on. This is Jean Frederick. We get in these rooms. Do you know how lucky we are?
Kevin has his hand raised.
Where's Kevin? Oh, I can't see.
I was just going to say, Dee Dee mentioned Anthony. Anthony Robbins. So Robinson, we're actually trying to work it out where Anthony can come on the call and explain what he does. Anthony's amazing. He is a tech guru and knows everything there is to know about KV Core.
Cool. Yes, Kevin and I talked about that. I just want to put a plug for that. We really want to have speakers in advance, and we need you guys to give us the people with best practices, because we share. And I've got an open calendar. Let's see, Lynn, you have your hand up. Hi.
Hi. This is the first time I'm joining this group. I'm in Tracy Frank's team, and she told me about this group all the time, but I didn't get the times to come in at the right time. It's always like later, and then okay. But I'm so glad that I did this morning. I make myself like getting into the Zoom, and I am so surprised what like how the energy that I can feel, and I already just learned so much. It's not something new that I haven't known before. It's there, but it just now you guys just give me the motivations to set my goal. I already set it, but now I will add another goal. It will be I want to be a icon this year, and that is my goal. So I think I will be just getting this Zoom every Wednesday, and yes, and hopefully everybody help me keep me accountable so I can move forward and achieve my goal in 2024.
Thank you so much for sharing, and welcome. Where are you located? Because Mickey needs to send you a referral.
Well, I'm in Omaha, and I speak actually 3 languages, but 2 is more like fluent. So English and Vietnamese. If you have anyone that's you run into Vietnamese, and if they want to buy or anything, yeah, like I can help them, or I can find them someone that can help at that market. Like, yeah.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. Anthony, you've got your hand up. I can't wait to get you on as a speaker.
Well, first of all, thank you guys, and thank you, Kevin, for inviting me. This was unexpected and but very pleasant. I actually recognize some of the faces. Didi, hi, nice to see you again. Anthony Robinson, been with ESP for just over a year. I will share that I'm taking a different approach. My goal for this year, just to give you guys a little bit of background, I came to ESP because of the audience. Believe it or not, haven't sold one single property yet. I'm in front of about 30,000 agents a year. Last year alone, I taught technology to about, I will probably tell you very humbly that about close to 40% of all new ESP agents coming into the company are learning KV Core from your truly.
Wow.
So Didi can tell you, as few of the, Kevin can tell you, he attended one of my live classes. I'm in a place right now where I am transcending ESP, and the funniest thing is that half of my audience now are not even ESP agents, which now provide me an opportunity for me to potentially get into the recruiting process. That's what Kevin is pushing and pushing to me to do. I haven't done it because I haven't yet figured out the formula in which I can induce these individuals to take a look at ESP without, and excuse my language so early in the morning, without killing the cow. if you know what I mean by that. But very humble, very happy to be over here. I will put it on my calendar to try to attend as many of these classes. My business is really kind of like Gene and you, Peggy. My slogan, which is literally tattooed on my arm, is to say my goal is to make you a better agent. That's the way that I do it. That's the way that I see it. I try every single day to have daily what you would call it. I literally have a daily business plan where every single day my goal is to reach 25 agents on a daily basis. So every single day I'm in front of a minimum of 25 people. And the first thing that I ask them is, what can I do to make you a better person? Didi can ascertain for that. Kemi was in front of me, and you see how people react to the way that I communicate with them. And now this year, my goal is to maximize and capitalize in the audience. So I'm here as step one to learn from you guys and to see how we would take that to the next level.
Thank you so much. We're so excited. I've heard great things about you. I can't wait to get you on as a guest. Kathy Austin, hi.
Hey, Peggy and everyone. How are you all?
We're fabulous. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you so much for extending the invitation on Workplace today. So my question first, Jean, I don't know if you know it or not, but you were the person that I saw your YouTube video probably about I think I'm coming up on 7 years in November this year, about 6 years ago. And you would have thought that I was in a church session because I was like, amen to everything that you were saying. Which, you know, I reached out to somebody that was already at EXP and say, I'm joining EXP. You're going to be my sponsor. Wow. So I wanted to ask you, we are an active duty military family. I'm also a veteran. My husband's still active duty, coming up on 29 years in August. We'll retire at 31. So we're always rotating through our markets. And so for me and my business, like I used to have a team and then I dismantled the team, but I'm licensed in these 6 states. I always have to hit the ground running when we rotate to our next duty station. And so a lot of times when we go into these markets, I don't know anybody there but my family. And so I want to get back to attracting agents. So I have attracted agents before, but it's like this attrition, they come in and they leave. I want to have a real fail-proof plan to attract agents. And even in these new markets, I want to be able to come into these markets, set myself apart, be able to add value to these agents and continue to attract them to grow my organization. What do I need to be doing in these markets?
Here's what you need to do is set up a one-on-one with me or Peggy or both. And I'd be glad to sit with you and set up a game plan because everybody's going to be different. And I've actually lived in a lot of towns where it's been very, very heavy military. And I know a lot of good agents that have done that. And I'd love to share some of those, not on this call, but just one-on-one with you.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. I'll do that. Thank you.
That'd be great. I'd love to do that as well. Tanya, you have your hand up. Good morning.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Good morning. Sorry, I'm getting ready to go speak at an event. First of all, Kathy, I just put a message in there. My friend has a group called Let the Heroes Know, my business partner, and he's had two brokerages outside of EXP contact him to be a part of that. And he literally just brought on 3 agents just from letting the heroes know and being a vet. So thank you for your service and your husband. I just want to say, by the way, I'm sorry I wasn't on. I'm trying to get in. You know, this company, when we think about this company, a lot of us are getting phone calls for recruiting. You guys might have talked about this. And yesterday I got a phone call from someone that was trying to recruit me to another company. And I was like, no, I'm good. And he said, well, that's a bad business decision. And I was like, really? So of course, my first thought was, oh, hell no. And then I was like, okay, erase. You know, I have my boyfriend here, Paul, was like, babe, less is more. So anyways, I said, you know what? It's been an amazing business decision on every front. And I just want to commend the leaders like Jean and Peggy and the collaboration between Tracy and everybody. And if you guys are looking for leadership, this is exactly where you need to be, because you want to be with leaders that you respect, right? Is you want to be with leaders that are liked, or you want to be with leaders that are respected. And so I just want to thank you, Peggy, thank Jean, you know, because I wanted to say, you know, how do you know if that's bad for my business? Look, yes, we all want to build wealth and we all want to make money, but at the same time, we want to connect, we want to grow, we want leaders that aren't going to be seduced by every single call and opportunity, because EXP has absolutely everything. So sorry, this guy got me fired up. And luckily I just, you know, I emailed back Les and he was like, I just want us all to win. And I was like, yeah, I want you to win too, but don't be taking me away from Jean and Peggy, please. Anyways.
I love you, Tanya. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Mickey, do you see anybody else up there? Because this is such a great opportunity. We got a few minutes left. Who has a burning question that really you can ask Jean anything? I'm putting it out there.
Peggy, I don't have a question, but I want to reiterate something that Jean has taught us over the years, and that is to get to events. I think Tracy said something about it earlier in the call, but look at it not as a cost. It doesn't cost you a ticket. It doesn't cost you an airplane ride. It doesn't cost you a hotel room. It's an investment in yourself, and it's an investment in your business. So rather that's a $25 ticket on a mastermind, or hey, we're going to Maui next week if you want to go with us. You can invest in yourself, change your mindset. It's not a cost, it's an investment in yourself and in your business.
I love that. I think that's so important. And Jean, why don't you just give us, for those who don't know what goes on in Maui, and then we got Cabo coming up 4 weeks later. And I know you guys can't go to everything. And if you haven't put it in your budget, those are huge events. One of the things I would love for you to do, if you can't make those two, is plan now to invest in yourself and meet us in Miami in November, because this group is all getting together. But Jean, talk about the events and why we're different. This is not an EXP event in Maui. This is not put on by corporate. Going to Cabo 4 weeks later is not put on by corporate. You've got Jean and Brent Gove putting their money up on these events. So Jean, talk about why it's important and why you do this. And where did he go? Did we lose?
Muted. You're muted, Jean.
Mute. There we go. Am I better? There.
Yes.
Am I unmuted now? Okay. Sorry about that. I went away for a little bit. Cabo is, I forget about Maui right now because it's so close, but Cabo in early March, it's really probably my best event of the year. When I say that, Brent does it, is the fact you're going to learn from the best. So when you're there, we do 3 hours of training, but the rest of the time you'll learn more in the hot tub, more in the pool, more on the beach, more on the boat ride to go see anything you want to go see or fish. So bottom line is, to me, when you're at these events, you're going to learn from the very, very best. And when you see them up on stage, let's say you see Veronica Figueroa or somebody and you go, man, I really kind of, she's Boricua like me. No, I'm just kidding. That's going to be, and she's Puerto Rican too. So you go, I really relate to her. I'd love to meet her. Well, you're going to get to meet her. You're going to get to have a drink with her by the pool and say, when you set that up on stage, what did you mean by that? Can I expand on that? This is unlimited training, one-on-one It's the best. And by the way, Cabo, inexpensive, all inclusive. I love Cabo because, you know, it's just all inclusive. You don't get, it's almost like a cruise. I don't know about you guys, but I love cruises because I just put my stuff in the room. I don't worry about a credit card because everything's inclusive. You know, you just go eat. You don't worry about your stuff. So that's what I would do. And thank you for bringing that up. Here, I'm going to leave it with this. Did you guys notice the coach from Alabama, football coach, retired? Does anybody know who it was? Nick Saban? Do you guys know? If you guys are any football fans, he only won 6 national championships. But he just retired, and guess what he said? You ought to go look it up. His minute thing when he left, what he said. I mean, here's a coach. This is one of the best coaches of all time. He says, you know, these young kids now, and he was talking about the new generation. He says the new young kids now, they think they have choices. He goes, they really don't have choices. They just got to get things done. I kind of think that in real estate. We think we have tons of choices. You don't have any choices. You either make a plan to succeed this year and execute it, or it doesn't happen. There's not 2 million choices. And I think sometimes we're kind of like squirrels, right? Peggy, we just, boom, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go flip homes. I'm going to go sell this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do, and you guys have 10 different things you're going to do. Quite honestly, until you have a business plan that you're going to execute and look at it every single day, you will not succeed at the highest level. Period. End of story. So when I see you guys at these events, I want to see your business plan. Yeah, I know, Peggy, you coach a lot of people like I do. The first thing I say is, show me your daily schedule. And they go, what do you mean? Well, show me your daily schedule. If they can't show me their daily schedule of what they're doing all the time, I can foresee right away that they really don't have a plan. They're not executing it. Okay? It's not whimsical. This is not whimsical. Does that help?
It does help. And again, I want to stress to you guys that this is a company. I don't know any other company in the world where agents, Gene and Brent, put their time, their energy, their talent to do a mastermind event that they do not make money on, that sometimes they have to write very large checks for, to give back to you. Who else is doing that? You want to talk about culture? So, you know, Kauai's next week. Like Gene said, that's kind of tough to go to. However, Cabo, and if you can't do that, then we do have EXPCon. We've got our retreat coming up again. But I want to thank every single one of you for what you contribute. You have no idea how you change people's lives on these calls. And for all of you that show up weekly, Gene, again, thank you for giving me a platform